We were on our way out to the climbing gym and these showed up. These are the new Evolv Phantom Pros and I am super excited to try them out and give you a review.
Let's take a day and let's get out of here. You pick the place and I will get you there. You want it all, both the truth and dare. I want that good life.
I've been an Evolv Phantom wearer for many, many years now. Those have been my daily climbers. And they just came out with these. These are the Pros. These are gonna be probably the most expensive shoes that I've ever put on my feet, regardless of climbing shoe or not. I think they retail for $239, which is crazy. A couple things that I'm really excited about. There is a new rubber recipe that is different and allegedly the stickiest rubber recipe out there, claimed by evolv, of course. And so I'm gonna see a couple of things, how well they smear, because these are quite aggressive. These are perhaps even more aggressive than the normal Phantoms. And one thing that I have experienced is that the smearability is not as great as a more neutral pair of shoes. That's just how the anatomy of this shoe is. These are made for grabbing tiny little chips, which I have found great success with. They are made for grabbing some fantastic heel hooks, some fantastic toe hooks. There is so much rubber on the toe. There's even these ridges, which is pretty cool. Well, they fit like Phantoms. The break-in process for every single Phantom that I've ever had is pretty painful. Evolv usually says that you should just go for your street size, which is very different to a lot of what I've heard. As far as trying out climbing shoes, I've been told downsize, 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 but then Evolv comes around and changes that, and they say just use your normal street shoe size. So these are my street shoe size. They're still quite snug. These fit almost identical to my normal Phantoms. One of the reasons that I really like the fit of the Phantom, which is very subjective, but this fits my toe box. So this is somewhat of an asymmetric toe box. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's actually pretty similar to my toe box, which is really bizarre. Also, I have a very shallow heel. A lot of people have more of a bulb on their heel, just how their anatomy is, or how they're built. And a lot of times shoes do have a big bulb and there's extra room in that heel. For me, in my experience, there is no extra room in the heel of the Phantoms. And I think that's just because it fits my foot better. Another reason that I really have liked the Phantoms, and I think that these have upgraded on this, is that the shoe just fits like a neoprene sock. There's this insert here, and I'm pretty sure it's some kind of polypropylene or some kind of neoprene or something like that, and it does just fit like a sock and it morphs to my feet. I have really sweaty feet, which may be TMI, but when I get a shoe like this that fits really well, my foot doesn't swim in it, doesn't, ugh, gross. It doesn't move around a lot in it when I'm climbing in hot conditions, or if you're in the Midwest, very humid conditions. As far as stiffness goes, like, that's a pretty stiff shoe right there. A lot of other shoes, maybe even the Phantom LVs are much less stiff and you can bend them quite a bit. But I'm gonna guess that this Evo wrap is something that increases the stiffness. So in tandem with the fact that these are really aggressive, you're probably gonna be able to step on some really small things and get a lot of traction on those. A couple of the things that I haven't liked about the Phantoms, the straps always break on me, but these straps are thicker. So I'm happy that they have seen that. And I had mentioned that the break-in process for Phantoms is terrible. And usually on my normal Phantoms, when I throw them on, and again, I've been through 7 or 8 pairs of Phantoms. They are in what I call the Phantom graveyard now. They all have giant holes in the toe. Some of them have some holes in the heel, which is crazy. But normally when I put them on and just stand up in them, like, there's a lot of pain. But these, there's a little bit more padding, especially right here on my midfoot, on the top of my midfoot. Like, that's kind of comfy. That's kind of comfy. And these are the same size that I normally get for Phantoms. I didn't change anything up. Really excited to try these out. Let's head over to the climbing gym. Also, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Helps the channel out a ton and helps keep the lights on. And helps me make more review videos like this. Say hi to YouTube Fig. This is Professor Fig Newton, Destroyer of Worlds. And the two of us quite liked the new Phantom Pros. Here they are, a little bit broken in, a few sessions later. In short, these Phantoms were awesome. They did everything that I could have ever wanted them to do. There wasn't an angle that I didn't like them on, and that includes slab. You'll notice on some of the videos that we made, probably on this overlay, that there were some slab climbs that I needed to step on some volumes, I needed some smears, and they were great. They did really well on overhang. There were tiny little chips that I was able to grab onto. I know that it has the new rubber design, the evolv 74, and if I told you that I noticed a difference in the rubber, I'd probably be lying to you. But I didn't dislike the rubber or notice any negative differences. I also didn't necessarily notice any positive difference as far as the rubber goes. As far as stiffness goes, though, I did notice that. My shoe, imagine right here is some kind of foot chip. As I would step on the foot chip and then press up off of it, my heel didn't collapse on me at all. It maintained a lot of tension throughout this, which some other shoes of mine don't normally do. I have a pair of Scarpas that I absolutely adore, but they're not as stiff, and that's neither good nor bad, just different. As far as comfort goes, these were incredibly comfortable. I can't express that enough. There's some kind of neoprene insole that feels like it's felt lined almost, and I don't think they're lined shoes, but it felt soft, it felt tight, it felt comfortable, and I love them. They're great. The one thing that I am a little bit nervous about when I'm trying to recommend climbing shoes is price. Whenever somebody asks, what is the climbing shoe that I recommend above all others? Usually I recommend tarantulas or tarantulaces if they fit your foot. They are affordable, they are comfortable, they're super versatile, and they're amazing. These are very versatile, they're very comfortable, and they are very amazing. But for the price of these, you could get 2 or 3 pairs of tarantulas. So is it worth the price? That's the big question here. And my answer to you is, if you have a bunch of money to spend on a premium flagship pair of climbing shoes, these are the ones. These are fantastic. These are great. I am really excited to wear them. I'm excited to go to the gym and climb in them. They make my sessions a little bit longer because they are comfortable. They are very tight, like I had mentioned, but the break-in process was significantly less long than my previous Phantoms. And these are the same size. I didn't change up the size at all, but these fit and morphed my foot really well, and the break-in process was really quick, and I really like them. Maybe you're climbing on a budget. Perhaps this $239 pair of shoes is not for you, but maybe a pair of tarantulaces are. I hope that you would at least check out the evolv website and see what these shoes are about. evolv has a lot more information beyond this video, so definitely check them out. If you own a pair of evolv Phantom Pros and have a different opinion about them, I'd love to hear your thoughts. The people watching this video would also love to hear your thoughts. So without further ado, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to Suck at Slab, check out the Phantom Pros, and stay chalky. Anything else?